I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with an order that I placed off of the Rephr website for their like Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. They're doing 50% off the entire website, and they had recently sent me over some new brushes that they did, and then also some new skincare products that also recently launched, and I loved a couple of the brushes. I love the entire brush range from Rephr, but there are particular brushes that I use a lot and then have to wash them a lot, like an eyeliner brush, which I'll show you in a minute. So I got a couple more of those, but I did get 2 more of the gentle cleansers. So these are new from Rephr in their skincare range, and it's got green tea, aloe, and hyaluronic acid. These are 8.5 fluid ounce refill bottles. So I got the refills because you can just switch out the pump that comes kind of separately on the bottles and then put it in there. So reusing the pump kind of saves with packaging and stuff like that. So I got 2 of these refills, and then I really like how the bottles come. They're like an aluminum style bottle that looks just really kind of luxe. So this is what the bottle looks like. I should actually go get one of the products so you can see what the pump looks like too, because they're like a really cool pump, if that's a thing. This is actually the Essence, but the pumps on them are the same. Like, it's just a cool pump. So I actually use this cleanser. I was using it morning and night, and then I got a new one from Paula's Choice that's called Calm, which I also really love that cleanser too. So I've been using the Rephr one in the morning mixed in with the dermafoliant from Eminence that I also really love, the strawberry rhubarb one, and then I've been using the Paula's Choice one at night with my Foreo. Loving them. So the Black Friday sales are so good this year, so I'm contemplating getting a couple more Paula's Choice Calm cleansers as well. And then I've got these guys. They're just so good this year. I've got like, I don't know how many carts full online that I haven't like placed the order yet. Who else does that? Like, you like load it up and they're like, should I push the button? I do it some. I'm probably 50-50. Load them up and get probably half or something like that. It's just really hard to pass up the sales this year because, again, they are so good. So anyway, I love this cleanser. It's so gentle. It has a light foaming kind of action to it, but it does not strip the skin. Like, one of the things that I had noticed right away when I used it was my skin didn't feel like tight when I got out of the shower, and then also it like almost calmed down the redness that's in my face. I have got a very like red prone, like reactive, there you go, a reactive skin type, so it turns red really easily, and it didn't look as red as it usually does when I get out of the shower, which was, again, it was really noticeable to me. So I really like this cleanser. It's a gentle one, and my skin felt really, really clean, but it did not feel stripped, which was awesome. Like, it felt very clean to the touch, like nothing on it, but it didn't feel stripped again. So I really love this product from Rephr. So I got 2 of the refills, even though, I don't know, I'm probably a third through one, but I wanted some more because the sales are so good. And then for brushes, I got another one of the 36 brush, which is this guy right here. I love this shape of brush, and this one here is a natural bristle brush. It's got this beveled like angle to it. So this is the one that I've been using. I like to use this with cream highlighter. Also, cream blush works really well, but most in particular, I've been using it with cream highlighter for the top of my cheeks, but this would also make a really good one for concealer. So I got another one of these ones because it is so multi-purpose, and then also pouncing on eyeshadow primer, really great. And these are both new style brushes that I'm going to show you. And then I also got the new 3 of the new 34 brushes. So in the wintertime more so, I like to use like the water activated cake liners. I love cake liners. I love how much fluidity you can get out of them, how easy you can like wing out really pretty colorful eyeliner. But in the summertime, my eyes water too much. And you guys all know my backstory with trying to find like a product to mix in with cake liners that make them waterproof. And either they don't mix with the liner, or they help a little bit, or you have to paint something over the top, which I'm just looking for something to mix directly in with the cake liner, makes it nice and fluid, put it on, boom, it's waterproof. It just doesn't exist. So anyway, I love to use them in the wintertime because I'm not outside as much, and my eyes don't water as much because I am not outside in the elements with, like, you know, wind and pollen and all the things. And I love to use different colors. So I got 3 more of the 34 brush because it is awesome. It's awesome for cake liner. It's awesome for gel liner. You can dip it into, like I've been using the KVD pomade on the waterline for a really long time. You can use it on the waterline as well. It's got such a nice fine point to it with just a nice amount of length and really lovely give. It picks up a nice amount of product, makes it really easy to use winged eyeliner, and then also on your waterline. So I got 3 more of those guys. And again, that's the number 34 brush, and I believe that sale is still going on. And I'm like, should I go back and get some more things? It's just like, stop it. You need to stop it. I forgot to mention the Rephr cleanser is made in Korea, and then the Rephr brushes are handmade in Japan. And then the Victoria Beckham website was also doing 20% off. So I got the 2 new, there's a brand new one and then a new-ish one of the lid lusters. So these are the crystal infused eyeshadows. There's 5 grams in each pot, 0.17 ounces of product, and then these guys are made in Italy. So I got the 2 that I don't have. I really, really love these eyeshadows. I've got all of them that have been released thus far. So these are the boxes that they come in right here. So the first one is Velvet, and I believe this is the latest one that came out. Again, 0.17 ounces of product. You're getting a ton. It'll take a while to go through one of these. I really like the packaging. It's a glass jar with that kind of a faded tortoise shell look to it, and it's got the VB on there, and then there is a stopper in there because it's like one of those loose pressable eyeshadows. I wore this yesterday with some matte greens. Oh, so pretty. Put it on the lid. There are just some really beautiful sparkles in this guy. It's got like a green old gold kind of look to it. Set that down there. And it's just so, so pretty. Isn't that stunning, right? Like, I love it. I like to use the blonde shade. Do I have that out? Right here. Blonde. This one here, which is like a slightly champagne with a hint of a slight gold in it. I like to use it with a lot of these for the inner portion, and then I like to pack these over the lid, but that one is the shade Velvet. And it's absolutely stunning. And then the other shade is Starlight, which is a little bit more golden compared to Velvet. So this one is Starlight. It's like a tan gold, medium tan gold shade. I gotta put that down. I don't think that if I tip them over that like it would all fall out because they're pressed so well in there, but you never know. I would be like, if the product fell out. So here's Starlight right here. And they're both just really, really beautiful. Stunning to put on the lid. You could also use these as like one shadow looks where you just pack it on and then blow it out type of a situation. They're stunning, stunning shadows from Victoria Beckham. And those are the lid lusters. And then I also got one of her Posh glosses. I'd never tried any of these before, and they just looked like a really pretty kind of lip nourishing style of gloss. So I got the shade Picante. And this has got 4 mils or 0.13 fluid ounces of product. And this guy is made in the USA. So again, same style of packaging. And this is just a really pretty nude peach color. And the lipstick that I have on is quite glossy already, but I could put a little bit of this on. Feels very comfortable on the lips, almost like a gloss oil hybrid, but it's not sticky. It feels like you're putting on a really shiny, substantial balm, if you will. I really like it because again, it doesn't feel like a tacky gloss, which I have been recently getting into more gloss style products because they have this more oil hybrid formula nowadays instead of that really thick kind of sticky formula. So I've actually been wearing them a lot more because they feel again more like a balm. So anyway, this is the Picante shade. There's another pink shade, and then there's also a nude shade that I really kind of want to get too. The sale is still going on as well. So maybe I will. I'm not sure. I really want to try her stick highlighter because I've been enjoying that Anastasia Beverly Hills stick highlighter for kind of like a base for highlighters because my cheeks are really dry on top and it's hard for like powder highlighters to stick. Even some of my most favorite ones more recently, I need to use like a little bit of a base to get them to adhere, but they look really pretty like that. And I was thinking that the Victoria Beckham one would be kind of like that, but then I thought, I'm kind of going off. If you've tried the Victoria Beckham highlighting stick, I would love to know. Is it more like a oil kind of a stick, or more like of a cream to powder type of a stick, or does it stay tacky? You know what I mean? I like the kind that are more cream to powder as opposed to the ones that stay really wet on the skin, because then it would disturb like my concealer and foundation. I'm really going off here. Anyway, this gloss is very nice and I have been enjoying it. Again, this is the Picante shade. Did I show you guys what the applicator and the packaging looks like? It's got the pretty tortoise shell. It feels like a glass bottle. And let's put a little bit on. Actually, let's use our finger because the lipstick that I have on's got quite a bit of pigment and I don't want to mess up the gloss. That lipstick is glossy already in itself, but that's really pretty. It's extra glossy now. Yeah, really nice product. It feels very lovely on the lips. So that is the Victoria Beckham Posh Gloss in Picante. To get a couple more shades or not. And then I placed an order on the Lisa Eldridge website because she came out with eyeshadows, which be still my heart. So I picked up 2 of those and I also got one of her luxuriously lucent lip colors, and that is what's on my lips today. And I got the shade Rosy Shell, and I think that it pairs absolutely perfect with the eyeshadow palette that I also have on from her new range. So this lipstick is made in Italy. And there's 0.12 ounces of product. And again, this is her luxuriously lucent lip color. I think I've tried 3 of her formulas. I've tried the matte and then this one. I think there's a third one. Maybe I only tried 2. Anyway, both her mattes and this particular formula are stunning. They almost have like this glossy balm-like feel, but it's substantial. It doesn't slide all over the lips. And something about this particular Rosy Shell shade has got the most wearable, pretty, warm, light to mid-tone pink that it's the pink lipstick that I didn't know that I needed. I've actually been wearing this. I wore it yesterday, I wore it the day before because I wore its eye look again, and I wore it the day before that. Like, it's a pink that I feel like everybody can wear. So this is the Rosy Shell shade. This is what I've got on my lips, topped with a little bit of the gloss that I just put on, but let me swatch it for you. And it looks stunning with the eyeshadow palette that I've got on. And that's the Rosy Shell one right there. Because I only purchased 2 eyeshadow palettes to begin with. Love them. Went back and I purchased the other 3. We'll get into that in a minute, but I also purchased another lipstick because I really love this luxuriously lucent lipstick formulation. And it's got lovely pigmentation to it, but it's not super, super opaque, which I think is what makes it so easy to wear, and it feels really lovely on the lips as well. So that's the Rosy Shell lipstick right there from Lisa Eldridge. She's got magnetic packaging. It's got a nice weight to it, and then her logo is kind of embossed on the bullet there. And I've got it on with the Too Faced Badass lip liner. I've got a couple of her lip liners as well, and I really like that formula too. It's more of like the dry down long wearing formula, similar kind of to like the Charlotte Tilbury ones, but I think a little bit more long wearing than the Charlotte Tilbury. So anyway, love that lipstick. And then I should mention too, I think it's with 3 or more products, I was able to get this little free velvet pouch. Mine had a little black speck on the back. I don't know if it's a bit of product or what. And I was like, no. But it is a really cute little makeup pouch, kind of one that if you like to carry around a bigger bag, which I don't, it would be good for, but when I travel, I'd probably use something like this for jewelry. But it's just a really soft, pretty velvet pouch. And then getting into the 2 6-pan eyeshadow palettes that I got. This first one is Myth, and that is what I have got on my eyes today. I've worn this one the most thus far. I think today is the 3rd time that I've worn it, and it's a pink and purple palette if you're scared of pink and purple and you want super ease of use, like this is, it's pink and purple, but it's so like luxuriously pretty that it's not like boom, pink and purple eyeshadow. Maybe you do think that's what it looks like. Well, compared to like the really vibrant colors that I like to wear, this is like a toned down pink and purple for me, but it's stunning. It's so, so pretty. Like I said, I've worn it quite a few times thus far. And then the palettes also, you can buy the shades individually on her website and they are refillable. So I tried both of these palettes and I just love the looks that came out of them, that I just kind of went right back to the website and I bought the other 3 because I realized that the single shadows I think are $16 each. So if you were to buy 6 shades individually, it's 97 bucks. You might as well just get the 6-pan, and then if I want all the shades, I just bought them all. It just, you know, and then you get the compact. So that was my logic behind it. So anyway, there's a total of 0.19 ounces of product in here across 6 shades, and these are made in Italy. So here is the box packaging right here. There's also a plastic sleeve that comes across the eyeshadows too with her branding on it. And then here is what the packaging looks like. The names and the finishes are also on the back, and then that's where you can kind of poke them out, or you can use a magnet to pull them out as well. This packaging reminds me of like old school like Estee Lauder, or probably like 50s 60s or something, which is something that Lisa Eldridge does really well with inspo from old school, like old school makeup, you know what I mean, like historical type pieces, because she's got such a vast array of vintage makeup. I watch like all her videos, okay? And I did watch the video with these shadows too, and my heart was just a beating when I was like, oh my gosh, Lisa Eldridge is coming out with eyeshadows, right? And the packaging does have a nice weight to it, but it's not the heaviest, most luxuriously heavy packaging that I have experienced. But I really like the packaging. I think it's really sleek and really pretty. And then it does have a mirror in there as well. And so the shades in here, you've got Nocturama, which is a velvet. You've got Illusionism, which is a top coat. So it's got some really pretty sparkles with the slightest bit of pigment, but not a ton of base in it. And then you've got Velvet right here in Mauve Decayed. Faded Amethyst, which is a metallic, Victorian Trim, which is a velvet, and then you've got Violet Stone, which is also a velvet. So you've got 4 velvets, a top coat, and a metallic in this guy. And I can say, like, with the velvet mattes and then the seamless mattes, which are in the other palette, the velvet mattes have got more of a sheen to them than the seamless mattes, but the seamless mattes aren't flat matte either. So just kind of talking about the finishes and stuff like that. So I've got mattes in the crease, 4 of them. I've got every shade in this palette on my eyes. And those 4 velvet shades that are in here, they have just a slight bit of sheen to them. They're not a flat matte. And they're pigmented and they almost blend themselves out. Very, very minimal fallout with them. Now I can say, I've used both synthetic and natural bristle brushes on these, and I do have just the slightest bit of hard pan forming in this deep shade right here. And that shade does kind of look like a black, but it's almost like a really deep charcoal type of shade, and it's got a little bit of hard pan forming on it, so I have to kind of tap my brush in there a bit harder than I would like to get that product to pick up. And it's kind of forming in the center, because when I use shadows, that's where I always stick my brushes, in the center of the pan. And then the top coat shade, both of those shades, that one there I have to also kind of grind my brush to pick up the product, and it can kind of pick up a little bit flaky or chunky, so then I kind of, you know, break it apart on the lid. But once you get those shadows on, they're absolutely stunning. The ease of use and performance once you get the product on the brush it's very, very seamless. The other 4 shades in here I haven't had any issues with at all using them. It's just these 2 can be a little bit finicky picking them up in the pan. So let's give you some swatches. Again, this is the palette that I've got on my eyes today, and it's in Myth. So I'm going to go across the whole pan, so we'll get some product there, as opposed to just sticking in the middle where I've got a little bit of hard pan where I put my brush. This shade, this metallic, is stunning. you can kind of see that top coat shade right there, which, you know, if I've got a little bit of hard pan going on it from a brush, my finger's only going to make it worse. So when I go back in with a flat shader, it'll start to work itself back up again. So it's not going to swatch super well because of that. But let's go ahead and swatch these last two here. And I think you can see, you know, in the swatches and even in my eye look, that these velvet shades, they're not flat. They're not like flat matte eyeshadows, which I think makes them that much easier to blend out. That's why they're so seamless, if that makes sense. And then also you don't hardly get any fallout with them either. And then the second palette that I got is Vega. And this one here, I haven't had any of those issues that I've had with the first one in terms of some hard pan forming, like with those two shades, the top coat and then that really deep shade. Like I said, I haven't had any problems with those other four. It was just those two. And it's more so a matter of picking that product up on the brush as opposed to applying it on the eye, if that makes any sense. I haven't had the same issue with any of the shades in this palette, which is the Vega palette, but I've also not worn this palette as many times as the other one, but I have worn it. And like you look at these kind of deeper shades, when I put them on, they go on deep, but they blend out and diffuse so quickly that they turn up a little bit lighter. So I realized that I wanted to go in a little bit heavier with the deeper shades and then kind of pack over them and not diffuse them out, because they diffuse out so quickly and so easily, and they lighten up as they do that. So I was like really surprised by it, because initially when I looked at a bunch of the palettes, I was like, gosh, there's a lot of deep shades in there, you know, but once you start blending them out, they diffuse so easily that they don't end up being that dark on the eye once you start blending them out, which ends up being super pretty. So the shades in here are French Gray, which is a velvet, Smoke and Mirrors, which is a seamless matte, Moon Swirl, which is a metallic, and then you have got Turbulence, which is seamless matte, Supernova, which is a luminous, and Lamp Black, which is a seamless matte. So you've got 3 seamless mattes in this palette, 1 velvet, 1 luminous, and 1 metallic. So again, the seamless matte formula is a little bit more matte than the velvet matte formula is, but it's also not super flat matte either. So give you some swatches of this guy. And again, I haven't had any issues with the shades in this one, trying, even just now when I've swatched them with my fingers, because that's something that I haven't done with this one, is gone in with my fingers. They're not showing any signs of like a hard pan on the top of the shadow, which I found interesting, because I understand like when your fingers go in there and do that because you have oils in your fingers, but I hadn't gone in with my fingers in the Myth palette at all. All I've used with that palette is brushes up until I just swatched it. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. But we've got these next two shades here. This shade is so beautiful. So beautiful. How stunning though, right? So that one is Vega, and then that one is Myth right there. The colors and the textures and the curation of these 6-pan shadow palettes are so stunning. The looks that came out of these two palettes when I've used them, and I just used them all inclusive, so beautiful, so pretty. That's why I just went back to the website and I was like, I'm just gonna get all the rest of them, and then if I want, I can get like a big magnetic palette and put them all in there, or I can pop shade out or whatever. But I have enjoyed just the shades that are in these 6 palettes without wanting to even incorporate another shade in them. That's how well they're curated. Let's zoom in and kind of see if you can't get a little bit better look of these swatches here, so you can kind of see the you know, the mattes or the velvets, you know, that have got just a tiny bit of a sheen to them. They're not super flat. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And then toning it down just a notch here, I did pick up 2 products from the Revolution and the Grinch collection, and I ordered these off of the Target website. I kind of didn't even know about this collection until I watched one of Casey Holmes' videos. She was trying new makeup and she had a bunch of these Grinch products. So I picked up 2 of them because I'm one of those people that love the Grinch. during the holidays. It ties all the Christmas things together when you have the Grinch, you know what I mean? So I got the highlighter in an eyeshadow palette. So I'll start off with the highlighter. So this is the Revolution and the Grinch highlighter. 0.1 ounces of product, or 3 grams. And this guy here is made in China. So this is the box packaging. And then here is the actual packaging. It's the Grinch. It's very lightweight, you know, plasticky packaging, but it is very, very cute. And then to open it up, so it says snarky on there, but you open it up to the side like that. And then here is the highlighter. I wore this yesterday. There was a little Grinch embossing in there. And then there's a mirror on the back of here as well, I should point out. And this highlighter has no noticeable glitters or shimmers. It's a very smooth, more subtle highlighter. I did put it over, I think I put it over Flexitarian from Colourpop, and it had just a really pretty sheen to it without any chunks of glitter. So it's subtle, but it's also really pretty and smooth on the skin. So it's got a little bit of a yellowed champagne look tone to it. And it's so thin and so smooth, but it has this really pretty shine to the skin with no noticeable flakes of glitter or even noticeable sparkles. Like, I don't even see that like flecks of sparkle in it. So I don't think, I don't deal with too many texture issues, but I don't think that it would be one that emphasizes texture or anything like that on the skin. So that is the Grinch snarky highlighter right there. It's pretty, right? And then I also got the Mean One shadow palette. So this has got 9 shadows that are 0.02 ounces a piece. And then this guy here is also made in China. So here is the box packaging for that one. And then the actual packaging, it's got the fuzz. And I think they also have a mascara that has this fuzz on it, but this is the shadow palette. I really liked the color story in this one. And then there's a little sheet in there that says Resting Grinch Face. There's a mirror. It's just really holiday-esque and super, super cute. The colors in here are pretty. I was really pleasantly surprised with these 4 shimmer shades. Like, I got really excited because they're so shiny. They have that more thick kind of grippier kind of a texture to them that makes it really, really shiny. And then I got to this one. This one, I don't know if they pressed it too hard or they overdid it with the dimethicone or whatever, but it's very, very stiff. It's really hard to pick up on a brush and get over like a tacky primer. You have to really work at it. And that's kind of the only dud in the palette is this shade right here. So let's go ahead and give you guys some swatches. There's another great big large Grinch palette too, which I almost got that one, but I was like, no, you don't need that one. So I didn't, but. So you can see those are like thicker formulas, but they're really, really shiny. I had to crack the window, so that's my mom driving around in her Ranger, because I was like sweating. And then these next ones. So you'll see the shade just does not want to pick up that well. And then this last one, which is a really smooth, shiny shade. I think I just went over that other one. I did, because like you can't even see it that well. But other than that one shade, I got along with the other shades really well. And if that is not a Christmas palette right there with the whole Grinch theming and stuff. There were little Grinch guys embossed in the shades too, but I've kind of ruined them. But that is the Revolution and the Grinch Mean One eyeshadow palette right there. I just thought those are really fun, kind of festive little makeup products there from Revolution. And then from Ulta, I also picked up the Colourpop Not a Box of Chocolates pressed powder palette. The colors just look so rich and like sultry. Like I need an excuse, right? 0.79 ounces of product in this guy across 16 shades. So this is the box packaging. They did a whole collection, I believe, on this. This is the only thing that I picked up. It's got the cardboard packaging with the magnetic closure. No mirror in this one. And then this one does have a pressed glitter in it, which is this shade right here. So I did not use that shade. Some of those metallic shades are so shiny. They are magnetic as well, so they come out as most Colourpop shadows do. But this is a standalone for me, and it's a sultry, chocolatey eyeshadow palette. Like, I didn't want to like compare, but like compared to the Too Faced chocolate bar, this formula is kind of superior to that. Oh gosh, look, there's so many sales. There's a bunch of sales on Too Faced. I think there's like 50% off on the entire Urban Decay website as well. Craziness. This is that pressed glitter. Obviously, I still have all the Black Friday sales on the brain. So I didn't use that pressed glitter, but you can see that there's quite a bit of base color in that one. And it actually feels like there's quite a bit of creaminess to it as well. It's not as like dry and flaky as some. And then these next ones. These shadows are so nice. And then the bottom row here. And I did get some fallout with this, but it wasn't terrible. And I think I forgot to mention, or did I, that the Lisa Eldridge palette, little to no fallout with those guys. Maybe just with that top coat, because it was a little flaky trying to pick it up. But anyway, this is the Colourpop Not a Box of Chocolates right there. And it's a standalone, and it's very pretty. And then Soko Glam, which is a place I love to get the Swanee Cocoa eye cream at, is doing 35% off of their website. So I placed an order there, and I got another tube of the Biopeptine Fermentation Peptine Eye Care Cream. I use this every single night, kind of like a serum type product because it's very thin, and then I top it over something heavier. And at night I've been using the Paula's Choice, in the morning I've been using the Paula's Choice Vitamin C over the top of it. And then at night, I think I've been using, what have I been using at night? A couple different things. I've been using the Strivectin one, and then I just ran out of the Sunday Riley retinol one, which I'm contemplating getting another tube of that as well, because that's a retinol that didn't irritate my eyes, so I might do that. But I kind of been going back and forth with that one at night over this serum, and some other things. I always toy around with other products, but this is a super light, hydrating, smooth. I like how my skin feels when I put it on. I notice a difference when I don't use it. And it's made in Korea. It comes in a, I'm trying to find how much product is in here. 0.7 fluid ounce tube. Let me show it to you guys. I'm on the tail end of the tube that I have in the bathroom. But I've hauled this a couple times as well, and I really like this eye cream. So I got another one of the Swanee Cocoa Biopeptine Fermentation Peptine Eye Care Cream right there. And then I wanted to try a couple more products. I love K-Beauty, J-Beauty, Korean skincare. I love all that stuff. So I thought I would try this Beauty of Joseon. It's the Revive Serum Ginseng and Snail Mucin. So this is the box packaging. Also made in Korea, and it's a 1.01 fluid ounce bottle with a pipette. And I've been using this every night. I think I use it right before I put on the Belief True Cream Moisturizing Balm. And I can say I have noticed a difference when I woke up in the morning with the hydration in my skin. I was like, it doesn't feel like, it feels still like kind of plumpish. So I've only used it for, I think, 5 or 6 days now, and I have been enjoying it. I haven't had any weird irritations or breakouts or anything like that. And again, I've noticed that extra hydration. So far, so good on this guy. You guys can see how much I've used so far. And again, that's the Beauty of Joseon Revive Serum Ginseng and Snail Mucin right there. And then I was intrigued by two other Snail Mucin products. So I got the Neogen Dermology Cica Repair Snail Essence, 3.38 fluid ounces, and this guy's also made in Korea. So it's this guy right here, and it comes in a pump style bottle as well. So I got these because of how much I love the CosRx Snail Mucin. And in comparison, so this one's got Snail 96%, AC Secapure Complex. I can say in comparison to the one I'm going to show you in the CosRx, this one has a slight pleasant fragrance, very, very slight. And for whatever reason, this one feels more, I don't know, jelly-like to me. And I've been using it in the morning time to see how it would go throughout the day if I notice between the CosRx and this one. And I do think that my skin feels a little less dry when I use this one. I don't know if I'm making that up or not, but I do feel like that. Like I don't have to like spritz my face as many times to kind of take down that little bit of tightness that I have in my skin, especially in the wintertime. So I've really been enjoying this guy. And then I've also been using this other one, which is the Snail Mucin Energy Essence. This has got 90% snail filtrate and wild yam extract, and this is by the Clog, 3.38 fluid ounces, and this is also made in Korea. Pump style bottle on this one as well. I use 2 pumps of CosRx, the Neogen, or this one right here, and I liken this one closest to the CosRx. For whatever reason, I feel like there's a slight difference with the Neogen one in comparison to the Clog and the CosRx. But so far I've been enjoying all of them. But I'm kind of leaning, I definitely got to try them more. I'm kind of leaning towards that Neogen one for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe I just like the bright blue packaging. But they're all really good products. I've been using the CosRx one for quite a while. So anyway, just really fun Korean skincare products. I have to like hold myself back from like buying, I don't know, 20 new products off that website because they all intrigue me. North Dakota just cannot make up its mind. Like, we go from -20 to today it's 44 degrees outside. And so I'm like sweating again. Can't just make up its mind. Anyway, I'm supposed to be getting a couple packages today. But other than that, so far, that's all that I've got in that I've purchased. And then I've been getting in quite a few PR packages from brands that I adore. So we'll start off with Kaleidos. They came out with like a highlight sculpting kind of contour range. So they sent me over the products from that line. So there are 5 of the Kaleidos Symphony Face Illuminators. And these come in the coolest packaging. They almost feel also like an aluminum, and they're very weighty. A total of 0.22 ounces of product, and these guys here are made in the PRC. So there are 5 of these here. Let's start off with the lightest and then go to the deepest, because there are 5 of them and they go pretty light and pretty deep. So the first one is light. And this is what it looks like. There's a mirror in there as well. And these are very brightening, sculpting type of powders. And I've been using them kind of underneath the contour line. And they just really brighten up that area and really sculpt the face. Like, I don't typically do that. I'm like, whatever, kind of get lazy about it or whatever. But since I got these, I've been making it a point to do so. And I just really feel like it carves out the cheek, especially in conjunction with the contour palettes. So I've been enjoying them. I don't see a ton of difference between the light and the medium shades, I will say. There isn't any visible sparkle or shimmer or shine to them or anything of the sort. They're more like brightening, sculpting powders in my opinion. And I do feel like for my liking that they've got too much pigment for me to use them underneath the eyes, because they'll end up looking just a little bit too heavy for me for like my little fine lines and stuff like that, because they've got a lovely amount of pigment to them. And then here is the medium shade, which again, the light and the medium are very similar. In my opinion, I can use either of these products. So there's light and there's medium. Medium might look a little bit more yellow toned, if anything. And then the light one is got a dash of more pink. And then we've got the tan shade, which is pretty warm. So this one's tan. And then we've got dark, which I actually used this as a blush one day, and it's like a really pretty orangey matte blush on my skin tone. But it's definitely, you know, more to be used on a deeper skin tone with that really nice sculpting look to it. So that one there is dark. And then the last one is the shade Deep. And I've also kind of played around with this for kind of bronzing, because these are the illuminator powders, but I always like to try them out in different ways. And it's quite warm, but I was using it one day to kind of warm up the face kind of in a bronzer style. But again, these are the illuminator powders, so like deeper skin tones to carve out. So that one right there is the shade Deep, and you can kind of see that I can get away with it as a bronzer on my skin tone. But those are the 5 Symphony face illuminators right there. The powders are so like silky smooth, and they got such lovely pigmentation. I'm going to try to leave up the illuminating swatches so you can compare them next to the trios, because there are some similar shades in the trios to the singles, but you might only want, you know, one shade, or you like to use the sculpting shade more or something like that. I think they're really versatile products. You can use them in a lot of different ways, which is kind of how I've been using them. So they've also came out with 5 of the Kaleidos Symphony Contour trios. So this first one is light, 0.45 ounces or 13 grams of product, and these are also made in the PRC. So it's just a larger style packaging compared to the little guy. Very weighty, kind of aluminum style packaging here. So this is the lightest one, and both the light and the medium, if you are just trying to get away from orange or warmth, the light and the medium are it. They have got no like warmth or anything like that for fair toned skin. I know it's really hard because I am fair, not the fairest of the fair, but I'm relatively fair. It is hard to find products that don't pull orange, especially in the bronze contour range. These two do not. They are very contour-esque. They've got almost a slight like cool grayish undertone to them. I like to use these when I have, like when I use the number 7 foundation in Cool Beige, which is the deeper of the two that I use. It's got more warmth to it. I can get away with just using either the light or the medium in these to sculpt out my face and not like adding any bronzer. Today I've actually got the Tan Trio. I mixed all 3 of the shades, and I've been doing that a lot actually with that palette, and I bronzed my face with it. So that's the one that I've actually got on my face. So anyway, let's swatch these guys for you. So you can kind of hopefully see there's a light shade in here too for sculpting in these trios. So again, this is the light version. I just want to try to get them all together there so you can, you know, see all the tones. I'm pretty fair right now. It's like, you know, end of November and stuff, no tan or anything going on. And then this next one is the medium one. Similar again to the light one, just ever so slightly a bit more deep. And I use, again, the first 2 more so to kind of sculpt the face as opposed to bronze. So there's light and there's medium. And then here is the tan one. And this is again what I've got on my face. I just run my brush through all 3 shades, and it's like a really perfect kind of bronzer shade for my skin tone. This by itself is too deep for me, but mixed in with these other 2 shades is kind of perfect. So this is the tan one. I gotta have the window open because it's like really warm in here. And I think my dad's rolling out a bale for some horses right now. So that's the bobcat now. Hopefully you guys don't mind. So that one right there is the tan version. And then we have got the dark version. Which I think I could mix this shade in more so this one than these 2 and probably get away with it as a bronzer as well. But these 2 shades are very, very pigmented. So those would be great for deeper skin tones. Again, that is the dark one. And then the last one is in the shade Deep, which it runs pretty deep. If you've tried these and you do have a deeper skin tone, I would love to know, and I think other people would as well, if these worked well to sculpt on your skin tone. Because I kind of can't speak for it. I just know that these are like really pigmented products. So there is deep, dark, tan, medium, and light. And then those are the illuminating powders from light to darkest. So let me see if I can get them all in there. Hopefully that's helpful if you're looking at buying these guys. I think Kaleidos, here I am with the Black Friday, is also doing a really good Black Friday sale. But a huge thank you to Kaleidos for sending over their latest sculpting powders. As always, I feel like they're such a fun and like innovative brand. Like there's nothing super run-of-the-mill about any of their launches, which is, again, it's fun. And then next up, I got in some of the holiday stuff from Bare Minerals. They sent over this new Skin Treats 6-piece mini skincare set. I think they're doing I can't stop. I think they're doing 25% off on their website as well. But they sent over this guy, and I've actually never tried any of their new skincare. So there's like minis of the Pureness Gel Cleanser, the Skin Longevity Long Life Herb Serum, Smoothness Bare Haven Soft Moisturizer, Ageless Phyto AHA Radiance Facial, Ageless 10% Phyto Retinol Night Concentrate, and then the Skin Longevity Long Life Herb Eye Treatment. I've tried, this is a little bit older product now, their lip mask, which that was nice, but I haven't tried any of these newer skincare products. So if you have tried any of these, I would love to know your opinion. I've got the sensitive skin there, but it is Bare Minerals, and Bare Minerals products usually tend to be pretty gentle, so I'm kind of excited. They're minis. I'm going to dabble with those and see how it goes. And then they also sent me over 3 pieces from the Arctic Bear collection, and I thought this was really nice. It says, this year our holiday collection is inspired by the glacial beauty of the Arctic. We're passionate about preserving it too. We're proudly partnering with Polar Bears International, the only organization solely dedicated to polar bear and sea ice conservation. So 1% of Arctic Bear holiday collection sales are donated to their eco-conscious organization. So that's really nice. So they sent me 3 pieces from this collection right here. This first one, I've actually purchased some of these as well. This is the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil in the original translucent version. I've got one right here that I have in use. So this is a double, 2 of them for 34 bucks. I actually thought about adding 2 of these to my cart and getting 25% off so that I had some backups, because I have gone through these powders and I really like it, especially in the wintertime, because I believe I think it's shea butter in here. And I don't have any weird reactions or anything like that on the skin, but I do notice that it's less drying on my skin type, especially in the wintertime. And it's actually the powder that I do have on my face today as well. So there's a set with 2 of them in there, and these have got, I'm all over the place, you guys. These have got 0.3 ounces of product in there. So there's 2 of the translucent. This one was not in the box. This one I have got in use right here. And that's what it looks like right there. And these also come in tinted versions. I'd gone through some of those as well. But it's a really nice powder for me, especially more so in the wintertime. So for holiday, they have got that duo. And then close your eyes if you're looking at the advent calendar. But they also sent over the advent calendar. And believe it or not, this is, I think this is the first ever like little punch advent calendar that I've ever had. Mine kind of came beat up, so the things are kind of already like smushed in, and some of the products had been moved around in the back and stuff like that. But again, close your eyes if you don't want to know. But these are all of the products that are in there. There are some products that I'm kind of excited to try that I haven't tried in here as well. And then kind of a throwback, I actually pulled out this product because I used to solely use, back in the day, I'm talking like 15 years ago maybe longer. I used to solely use only Bare Minerals on my face and on my eyes. I think I might have dabbled with different mascaras and eyeliners and lip products and stuff, but skin, complexion, makeup was all I used was Bare Minerals. So anyway, I dabbled with the Warmth. This is a really nice warm shade for just warming up the entire complexion. I feel like it gives that sun-kissed look. You do have to be careful with it though, because it's very, very pigmented. You need to make sure that you evenly coat the bristles of a larger fluffy brush when you use it, because it can, if you get it too much in one spot on the brush, it can kind of streak on, and it's a little bit difficult to blend out when you get it on so heavy because it's so pigmented. But buffed out on the skin, gosh, this is a pretty bronze shade. I forgot how nice this Warmth shade from Bare Minerals is. But this was in the advent calendar. I pulled it out because it was all disheveled anyway. And I'd actually been using that a little bit as well. And I forgot how pretty it is on the skin. It's not orange. It's like, again, like sun-kissed, slight sunburnt look, which is something that I really prefer. So they sent over that advent calendar, and then last they sent over the Bare Minerals Mineralist Cozy Chalet eyeshadow palette. So there are 12 shades, 0.04 ounces a piece in this guy. So this is the box packaging here on this one. And I've heard very mixed reviews on these new shadows from Bare Minerals. I actually gave away the one that I had gotten last year. I just thought that, oh, I'm not going to use that or whatever, you know, and I'd heard some things about the shadows. But this year I was like, I'm going to try this because the colors look really, really pretty. And I don't know if the mineral or the formulation had switched up a little bit since the one from last year. But I went in with this guy not expecting a whole lot and loved. I absolutely loved the look that came out of this palette. I almost feel like it's just a throw it on, ease of use, don't have to worry about it, but still very, very sophisticatedly pretty, if that makes sense. So it comes in this sustainable cardboard packaging right here, and it's got the band, so it's not, there's no magnets in there. And then here's the top, and then I don't know 100%, maybe it's to like, you know, recycle the packaging easier, but this pulls out right here into another cardboard piece, and then your eyeshadows are in there. So there are 12 shadows. It's made in the USA, and each shadow again is 0.04 ounces a piece in there. And something about this shade right here, it's called Bubbly, and it's got a shimmer finish, but it's not like, I'm somebody who loves, you know, the blinding metallics and stuff like that, but that one's got a shimmer to it, but it's very brightening but subtly shimmery, and there's something about it in the inner portion of the lid that looked just absolutely stunning. It was really, really pretty. I was like kind of taken aback by how pretty the look was. So anyway, hopefully you can tell, you know, by the swatches whether or not it's something that you're gonna like. Clean kind of, you know, beauty formulation and stuff like that, but I got along with these shadows pretty well. I used them over the CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless Primer. I think you can see, you know, based off of the swatches as we're going here, they're, you know, a softer look for sure. I packed in this guy in the crease and blended it out with Brandy, Butterscotch, Snuggle, this underneath the brow. I really liked it. I was kind of surprised again by how much I enjoyed the look that came out of this. I'm messing up here. And these swatches are not doing it any justice, are they? I think going over an unset primer is your best bet, which is something that I do anyway. And then these guys. I used to be one of those that like stalked QVC for their set launches, and I wanted every new Bare Minerals QVC launch because they had like limited edition QVC only products with their shadows and their face products, and I loved the Glossomers. I like lived to collect the Glossomers from Bare Minerals. So it's kind of throwback for me. How much I used to use the Bare Minerals products. Anyway, I still love products from Bare Minerals, but this is their holiday eyeshadow palette right there. And I think, again, if you say you wanted warm tone shadows, but you don't want them to be, you know, overly orange or anything like that, there's warmth in here, but it's pretty, and it's not necessarily subtle, but it's softer, if that makes sense. I'd love to know, again, if you guys have tried this, I'd like to know you guys' opinion as well. Again, I use every shadow palette over the CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless foundation. It's hydrating for my dry lids, and shadows for me just blend over it and pack over and build really, really well. So that I've been using that for quite some time. But anyway, that is the Bare Minerals Mineralist Cozy Chalet eyeshadow palette right there. And a huge thank you to Bare Minerals for sending over some pieces from their holiday collection, really bringing back the nostalgia there for me. Colourpop also sent me over their Just Like Magic pressed powder palette vault, which launched for Black Friday. I haven't used any of these just yet. I get along with Colourpop eyeshadows really well, as you know, as I keep just buying them. But I wanted to show this because I don't know for sure if it's going to be available after like Cyber Monday or whatever. So I wanted to show you the palettes kind of up close in here. I'm not going to be able to swatch them all because there's like 6 of them, but this is what it looks like. There's a little sleeve in there, manifest, ooh, and then they fold out, and there are 6 9-pan shadow palettes in here. Let me get them all out real quick. So this one's New Money, 0.3 ounces of product, and all of these are 9 grams, so each shadow is a gram. I really like the see-through cover on these, so you can see the shades inside of them, obviously. And then each one of these palettes have got a pressed glitter. Each one has got 1 pressed glitter in there, just a FYI. So this one here is New Money. Should we do a couple? We're gonna do a couple because Tara can't help herself, so that one's New Money. And then we've got Sunny Days. This one here won't be a standalone for me because there isn't something deep enough to kind of for my crease of how I like it. So I'll just do the middle row and all of them. How about for fun? I originally thought that the Target palettes were in this, but they're not. Those are different as well. I haven't got my hands on those, but they are sitting in my Colourpop bucket because they're on the website too. And then we've got Pink Drink. This one's Borderline. I do wish there was a shade in here as well that was a little bit deeper. This center shade is a pressed glitter. The last couple of pressed glitters that I've swatched from Colourpop in their more recent launches have had a little bit more binder in them and a little bit more pigment, which I prefer those if they're going to be in a pressed powder palette, I guess, like that one that I swatched in the chocolate palette. But this one here is Island Vacay. Pressed glitter in the center of that one as well. This one would be standalone for me because of that deeper matte. I just want to be able to swatch some of these for you guys. I feel like this video is going to be quite long and you guys should see the mess that I have going on in this room. It's out of control. And then we've got Sweet Vibes. This one is really pretty. Purples, pastels. And this guy, that's the pressed glitter in here. Real good variety. I think that this little vault would be a good gift for somebody who's kind of either just getting into makeup or doesn't have a ton of makeup, because I think the shades are pretty and the quality of Colourpop's really good. So the last one is Extra Coin, and there's a bunch of variety. Cool tones, warm tones, brights, you know. This is a pressed glitter. Again, quite creamy and a bit of binder in that. Right there. That's actually probably one of the more impressive pressed glitters that I've seen. Right there. So that one is the last one in Extra Coin. So that's just a really fun one. 6 9-pans in the Manifest This pressed powder palette right there. And a huge thank you to Colourpop for sending that over. They're running some really good sales as well. I'm out of hand. And then Paula's Choice sent me over a collection of, it says A New Calm is Here. And I'm not sure if they revamped the formula or just the packaging or both. But they sent over 4 products from this range. I've pulled them all out because I have been using them. 70% of people experience sensitive skin. The Calm collection is proven to address sensitive skin now and in the future. So that's me. Sensitive skin, here I am. So again, same thing, kind of like Bare Minerals. I used to exclusively use Paula's Choice products. My skin did really well. I kind of dabbled as years had gone on and put other things in there and love other products and stuff, as we know. But one product that I continually used was the 2% exfoliating liquid, and it was 2019. I was in Deadwood, South Dakota, and my skin just decided to, you know, nope, you can't use that anymore. It's too much. So I actually moved away from that. And one thing about the BHAs, any of the exfoliating or acid products from Paula's Choice, is they're pH'd. So even though it says 2%, the pH is balanced just so they can be a little bit stronger on the skin, depending on that pH. So anyway, back to the products in the box. So there are 4 of them. The Ultra Gentle Cleanser, 6.7 fluid ounces, and This guy here is manufactured in the USA. So this was in my shower because this is what I've been using at night after I use a makeup cleansing balm to break up my makeup. I go in with this and the Foreo. And this texture of this cleanser, it's like a slimy, creamy jelly. Not necessarily a jelly, but it's got this, it's like a creamy slime in the best, absolute best way possible that makes your skin feel so soft. And I love this. So this product is another cleanser which I'm very, very tempted to buy a couple of them because they're not super expensive either. I think they're 15 bucks or something on sale on the website right now. I want to get a couple more of those because I've been enjoying the Rephr in the morning and the Paula's Choice at night with the Foreo. I'm probably going to do it. But again, think a slimy cream that is just so soft, and it does clean the skin really well without stripping it. So I've been enjoying that. And then they sent over the BHA Sensitive Skin Exfoliant right here. This is a lotion style product, so it's not a liquid. And I used this once in the morning to kind of as a treatment in lieu of the benzoyl peroxide that I use from Paula's Choice every morning. And I noticed throughout the day the tightening in my skin. So it was a little bit much for me in the daytime, and also it fiddled with my makeup. Like it looked a little like patchy. It was hard to blend my makeup out over, and it had that a little bit of extra tightness. So I did use it at night once as well, and it's a stronger, even though it says 1% BHA, it is a little bit strong yet for my skin. I might have to dabble a little bit, maybe not use my Pixie yet. I love my Pixie. I feel like I have to use that. I feel like I can't not use the Pixie. But I'll have to dabble with the 1% again. And then there's also the Rescue and Repair Intensive Moisturizer, 2 ounces, and the Repairing Serum with ceramides and beta-glucan, 1 fluid ounce. So this one's a pump kind of serum product, and then you've got a moisturizer. And I've used both of these as well. I must be missing a step. There were 4 products in the box. I'm missing a number 2 product. What would be number 2? I've got the 1, the 3, the 4, and the 5. What's number 2? I'll have to look on the website. But anyway, I've been trying these at night to kind of on and off, not consistently, because I always do that when I introduce a new product. And I've been kind of introducing and toying around with new products a lot recently, but I haven't, the times that I've used these, I haven't noticed anything funky going on with my skin when I wake up in the morning. No blemishes or irritating redness or anything. And just kind of a little, you know, some added hydration and stuff. I haven't used these consistently though. What I have been using consistently is the cleanser. Slimy Cream. It's awesome. And a huge thank you to Paula's Choice for sending these products over as well. There's a couple new products on her website I might get. I think I might just go ahead and do that. Because again, I used to use exclusively use Paula's Choice products for years. And then lastly here, but definitely not least, I got the Peanuts and Wet and Wild collection sent over in PR, which they haven't sent me something in a while. And you guys know I love me some Wet n Wild. I think that they can make some really great products. They actually have some products that have been my favorites for quite a while. But I purchased the face palette and the eyeshadow palette before I got the PR box. So Mom usually rakes in on that. She probably isn't going to use the eyeshadow palette, so I might gift that away or something. But I got to show you guys how cute this is. Let me take the ones that I bought out of here. I believe that they sell this PR package on their website as well. And let me tell you, this is super, super cute. Peanuts is in conjunction with the Grinch for Christmas time, like cartoons and feels. That's how I feel about the Peanuts. They've got, you know, the Christmas episode and all those things. So this is like super cute. So this is the Holiday Hugs eyelash curler. Cute is an understatement. This is what it looks like. I've actually been using this to curl false lashes if they're going a little bit straight. It's got a little Snoopy there with Woodstock on the bottom. Very, very cute. And then here is the face palette. So there are 2 highlighters and 2 blushes in here. This one down here, which was the highlighter I was most excited about, is pressed so hard. It's really hard to get product to pick up. The blushes are really pretty. This highlighter is better, but it's still a little bit subtle in comparison. You'll be able to see in the swatches. And the matte blushes are really pretty. I like both of the blushes in this palette. Yeah, you can see right there. It's just really hard to pick up that highlighter, this pinky one right here. And this is not a sticker either. It's on the plastic. I do like the blushes in this a little bit more than the highlighters. And then here is the eyeshadow palette. Right here, 15 shades. I found the mattes in this one to be really good. There's 2 pressed glitters. Some of those shimmers are really stiff. This one is quite stiff, so I'm working in there pretty good, trying to break through the surface. This one's a nice one. This one's pretty good. And then I think it was this blue one I had trouble with. Yeah, it's quite dry, that blue one. So if I push hard enough, I can get the pigment to be picked up. The matte shadows in here, I got along with pretty good. Well, let's give you guys some swatches of those. They're very soft and nicely pigmented. Let's do this red here, and then this shimmery blue. That one's really stiff, this one right here. And this gold. They're kind of those shades that you have to really kind of grind your brush in there to get it to kind of break apart and pick up the product, and then you're going to want to put them over a tacky base. They're not all like that. Some of them are a little bit nicer, but there are, like these two are quite stiff. The pink's pretty good. The gold is a little bit stiff. These two are nice, and this one up here, once you get through the surface, it's thicker, but it's really shiny. This one here is kind of flaky, but we cannot deny the cuteness, right? And then there's the Good Grief Proof Waterproof Liquid Liner. I'm not going to open the liner, like the actual pack, the pen itself, but let's see if the packet it is. Oh gosh, it's got Snoopy on the eyeliner packaging, but I've got a couple liners like this open, and I'm sure this is one of those felt tip kind of liners, which I don't use for my full wing because it doesn't glide over eyeshadow super easily, which it takes longer for me and it drags on the skin, which I don't like. So what I like to use these pens for is little touch-ups here and there to really kind of define the wing or something like that, is kind of how I like to use these pens. Cute packaging, super cute packaging on that. And this is the actual packaging. This whole collection, you guys, is super cute. My mom, who won't even use like all these products, was tempted to order it because she loves the peanuts, but I'm just going to give her some the pieces that she kind of wants. She can probably take a face palette and some other items. The gloss I think she'll really like. So this is the Very Merry lip gloss, a pink shimmer, which is my mom's favorite in terms of lip gloss. She can wear tackier lip gloss more. I haven't worn this to know if it is tacky or not, but shall we put some on to see? I've been talking so much, you guys. I don't talk this much in real life. And I've been talking so much, so I think some of my lip product has worn off. Let's put some on my finger and put some of this on and see. Oh yeah. It's got a little bit of a mint scent to it. So I know some people don't like that. So just an FYI there. That sparkle is pretty. Do I feel tingling? It's not super sticky. It almost feels like a gloss in oil as well. It's not quite as smooth as the Victoria Beckham one, but it feels really nice. It does have that menthol, and I'm not feeling really any tingling. The packaging is stellar. Again, super cute. That does look really pretty. It looks really pretty with that lipstick from Lisa Eldridge too. And then the lipstick is, I can't see, the writing is really small in here. Santa Snoopy is the lipstick. It looks like a red with a bunch of glitter on it. I really can't get enough of this packaging. It is just the cutest. This is heavily, heavily glittered all throughout the formula. I originally thought it was just on the outside, but it's throughout the whole formula. It's very shiny. I've not worn this on the lips. It feels, you guys, it feels really smooth though for having like that much kind of glitter in the formulation. At least with my hands, I don't feel any texture to it at all with those glitters. This is what the bullet looks like. And then we've got the Snoopy Claws 2-piece tweezer set. Can never have too many tweezers. The packaging is cute, and you've also got Snoopy and Woodstock on the tweezers inside. Let's pull this out of there. I gotta. It's so cute. So those are the tweezers. And then my mom was just wanting these guys so bad. The He two-piece sponge, makeup sponge set. Again, with Woodstock and Snoopy on there. And I believe all these products are made in China, but Wet n Wild actually made my favorite sponges, the medium-sized little carrot sponges. They came in a duo pack, and then they stopped making them, and I was like, why? But I do like the Wet n Wild sponges. I like the kind with the sharp point, like wedge on it. These ones are just kind of your standard shape, and I don't think that I'll be able to bring myself to use them. If you can't see, the imagery is on the actual sponge, not the packaging. It's out on the sponge. It's very, very cute. And then you've got some Trim the Trees 3-piece nail file set. They just killed it with this collection. And the Ho 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 nail stickers. These are so cute. These are so cute. And then lastly is the Snoopy's Doghouse makeup sponge case. So it's like a silicone doghouse that you can put the Snoopy sponges in. Let me get it out of here. It is very cute. It's aerated on the bottom so that your sponge can dry out, and then it's got the little deal there. And then you put the sponge inside. This has got to be one of the cutest collections that Wet n Wild has done in a while. Very, very cute. Huge thank you to Wet n Wild for sending over this stuff. For the Snoopy holiday lover, like if you were to get like the whole gift set, and I gotta love makeup and beauty too, I suppose, but I think that would make an amazing gift as well. It's such a cute collection. Okay, I gotta call it right there. That is everything that I'm doing for this haul today. I think it's getting pretty long. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.